Hi, everybody. We're back with two of the all-time greats in Georgia history, a couple of terrific quarterbacks, Eric Zier, DJ Shockley, as the Dogs are getting ready for an SEC championship showdown Saturday in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. And, Georgia has rolled through the season, guys. How did they get to this point, Z? Offensively, how did the guys get to this point to get to the SEC championship?
Well, it's been a lot of question marks, I think, on the offensive side of the ball, and just that next man up mentality is one that's paid off. You've got guys that have stepped up out of nowhere. Then we started getting guys back into the fold. Stetson Bennett steps up and has just a really fantastic year, and he's elevated his play as well. So it has been offense by committee, where we've had a lot of guys step up and answer the call.
Shock, offensively, what have you seen from these guys to get to this point for a championship?
Well, it's all about the quarterback, as we all know, and Bryce Young has played pretty well. Talking about 30-plus touchdowns, only 3 interceptions going in. I mean, he's been tremendous. He's done a good job of spreading it around. They got a good run game. Brian Robinson's been good for him. Obviously, a couple good receivers on the outside, but this is a unit that over the years that's always put out numbers and put up a bunch of guys and a bunch of players playing pretty well in these different scenarios. So this is going to be a tough offense to, kind of stymie and keep it intact. But if anybody can do it, it's this Georgia defense.
Defense. That's been the story for this Bulldog team all year long.
Yeah, it really has been. It is, if not the most elite defense in the country, it is one of them. And listen, they're getting close to that point of best of all time kind of conversations I think that you could have. From the opening game against Clemson, this Georgia defense has just been stifling. They have been suffocating. We knew that our front seven was going to be really good coming into the season. There were questions in the secondary, and could that secondary fill the holes from so many people leaving? Well, they answered that call in fine fashion. But the front seven, led by Jordan Davis, that's in the Heisman conversation, has really been remarkable.
Shock, in that first game against Clemson, did you see this defense being as elite as it is right now? Did you think that could ever happen?
I didn't think they would be this elite. I mean, you thought they were good, obviously, because of the amount of guys that we saw playing in the game. I mean, there was so much depth in the game. We saw so many guys coming in and out. And as the season progressed, you started to think, well, maybe this defense can be special. Each week, you saw each guy stepping up their game to a new level. And when you got guys that are 350, 360 that can run down quarterback sideways to sideways, and the defensive backs, like Z just talked about, becoming special and not giving up those big plays, it's been fun to watch. And this defense has done it all year long, which just means, hey, they're very consistent, and that's what you love about them.
Can they do it one more time against an SEC opponent?
You sure hope so, and I think they can. I mean, this is a defense that's matched up, and they're just as big, just as athletic, has the guys that can match up on either side, so I like our chances.
All right, Georgia's in the SEC championship, a chance to get a ring. Shock, you got a ring. So you don't have a ring.
I don't know why we're talking about getting rings.
I got 2 rings.
I don't have a ring.
Okay, I'll borrow one from Shop.
Man, you got rings to loan. Oh, my goodness. All right, special teams going to be a key part of the SEC championship game. There's normally some kind of a funky play that goes on. Last year, we saw Georgia win the bowl game on a 53-yard field goal. That qualifies as special teams. Not necessarily funky, but kind of a walk-off field goal to win it. Georgia has been pretty good on special teams. We've had blocked field goals, blocked punts, blocked extra points. We've scored touchdowns. Your thoughts on that, Z?
Yeah, listen, this is going to be a close football game. It is. We haven't been in one all year, but the games that we're getting into now, SEC championship and then the college football playoff, you were playing other elite teams. You have to win all 3 phases, and no question the Dogs this year have really done a good job. We've got so much depth of talent that it allows us to be good on special teams, but we have seen it in our punt block, we've seen it in field goal block, we've seen it in our return game, and they're going to have to show up against Alabama because it's going to be tight. It's going to be close. So those hidden yards in the specialty teams arena are critically important.
And teams like Alabama have the same type of desire and special teams talent that Georgia does.
Spot on, and I think that's the biggest thing is this could be easily what makes or break the ball game because of this third phase. And offense, defense, you look on both sides, pretty good talent on both sides. I mean, pretty manageable on both sides, but I think the special teams is a big part of it. Talk about the hidden yards in the punt game, just changing the field position, getting 3 points when you need them, when you're driving. All those kind of things matter in a game like this, where both teams are so evenly matched on both sides of the ball. That third phase is ultra critical. And if you have a mistake on one side or the other, that could sway the ball game.
Georgia's punt return game has been strong the last couple of weeks. We'll see if that can continue as Georgia's in the SEC championship game coming up.